Hi guys. This video was sent to us by a new auditor, Brandon Holmes. He claims he was unlawfully arrested, assaulted, and footage was deleted from his phone. We've not edited much here, we'll just let the video play, so you can listen to what Brandon has to say about the incident. Please let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, my rights were just violated, and I'm trying to find out who was in Cruiser 911.
This is where the security footage that they provided starts. Mind you, this is after all of those prior events already unfolded. I've already met this bad actor, Officer Wiswell, who has covered his name badge, refusing to identify, just being a downright tyrant. So we're going to drive away, and like I said, they glossed over all of this in their police reports. But I'm about to come back and approach the ORCC, the Oxford Regional Communication Center, and speak to them about what happened. So let's take a listen.
Sir, so I don't know which one it was.
So how do I file a report if one of them does something wrong?
You asked the officer for his name. He didn't give that information to you?
He did not. I asked him several times, and he denied to give that to me.
2 minutes to talk to you, sir.
I'm sorry?
Can you please close our door so you don't let our heat in and out?
No, I can't, because I'm afraid you might lock me in or out. And I'm trying to ask a question, and I haven't been given that question. A question that you should know the answer to. Camera's up there. It's probably not the camera there. They don't like being on camera though. They don't like being asking questions in front of cameras.
Being a secured location.
Secured location is that door's locked, that door's locked. Create a secure location.
To be locked and closed.
Then why'd you open it?
We let you in to see what you needed.
And you haven't helped me.
We can help
You haven't told me who he is. Do you know who he is?
You need. Was the door unlocked when you came up?
Yeah, I pressed the button and it opened.
But it was not unlocked initially.
So this is not a public area?
No, it's
The
not.
public is not allowed here?
This is not a public area.
Who pays for this area?
This is not a public
Who pays for this
What's your
area?
name, sir?
Who pays for this area?
What is your name, sir?
Who pays for
Okay.
this
Well,
area?
we'll let the officer know that you're preventing this from being a secure building.
Jason, a little bit.
Can I get your costume, please?
Yeah.
Now we're back outside, so there's no audio available for this part of the footage, but I'm following the same line of questioning here. I have the same officer back on scene, and so I'm going to immediately start focusing in on him. Why is he failing to identify? Why does he think that he can do whatever he wants? Is it because the year before this he made almost $95,000 and it went to his head? Feels like he's untouchable? I really can't say. But for some reason he felt he did not need to identify who he was. And of course he doesn't talk about this at all through the entire part of any of his statement. Not only did they violate my First Amendment rights in the form of a retaliatory arrest where they created a bogus charge of simple assault, they also destroyed the camera rig that holds my cell phone in place. They got rid of the dead cat, which helps with the wind protection on the microphone. They deleted the video that was on my cell phones. They refused to submit any evidence from their body cam footage. They refused to submit any video from the jail cameras. No one is holding these people accountable. They told me the judge will believe whatever they say. They held me in that jail cell and said that they would hold me there in a dark hole until I would identify who I was. They gave me pictures of other people and said, "This is you. We know this is you." I didn't even look like the guy, and it definitely wasn't me. Another interesting point that was brought to my attention while reviewing this is if they're trying so hard to serve me a trespass notice, why are they cornering me in between these buildings where I have no exit? I had to go back so many frames just to be able to hold continuity and show that my arms were fully extended while holding the rig throughout this part of the footage. The reason this became so important to illustrate is because Officer Pelton stated that he observed the male turn and extend his arms out and struck Officer Wiswell in the head. You can clearly see I never turn my body because we're already facing each other. My arms are already extended. You're about to see a red box on the screen. This marks the first frame where you are able to see any movement of my camera rig. So that's where I'm trying to get as much help as I can, trying to make this a clearer picture of the fact that he just touched the rim of his glasses to my camera rig, exclaimed, "That's assault on an officer," and started rushing me from the side and slamming me into the concrete. Then we have Officer Parr's testimony, where he says the next thing he knew, the male subject turned his body with his arms extended, completely contradicting what Officer Pelton had just said. Now let's dig a little bit deeper into the officers' testimonies before we move back over that footage one more time. So first we're going to go back over Officer Pelton's testimony, where he said, "Here, at this time I observed the male turn and extend his arms out and struck Officer Wiswell in the head." Then a few sentences later he states, "Once the male was in handcuffs, PD 8 advised ORCC to have jail staff assist in the parking lot. Myself and Sergeant Damon then arrived on the scene, where he gained control of the subject to escort him to the jail sally port." How could he arrive on the scene if he had already witnessed that? Just in between those two statements, he says, "I then heard Officer Wiswell inform the male." If he heard it, was he watching this on video? If he was, why is the video they provided not have any of that audio? Was he at a different angle? Did he view this from a camera that they didn't provide us any footage from? Now we're going to dive back into the missing footage. So we remember here, after they have me slammed against the concrete there, they're going to blip and disappear and be walking around, which will represent a roughly 2-minute and 23-second gap. So let's see what happens next. Now you see him, now you don't.
Give you the camera.
Oh, bad idea.
So that's why that's what he said.
He came to the door and opened the door, stood in the door, and wouldn't close the door.
How do you in?
He came to the door, he's standing there, and he's buzzing the door, so
Yeah, okay.
I opened the door.
All right, good. I'm going to need copies of that.
Yeah, they're there waiting for me.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
Hi. You received some paperwork from the jail when you got bailed out
That's close
a
enough.
couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Or last week? Do you have copies of that? Because you got our copies in that. We just want those back.
Oh, I don't have any of those. I threw it all
Do
away.
you have your bail form?
No.
You don't have your, you got a green piece of paper with your bail form on it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right. We're just looking to get our paperwork back. That's all we're doing.
I threw all the tickets away. I don't need those.
You threw them all away?
Threw them
Yeah.
all away?
Yeah.
You remember your court date though, right?
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
my bail form, yeah.
Make sure you show up.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So you didn't do anything wrong. We just
No,
we're trying to
we're
get the
trying
other
to get
four
paperwork
sheets
back.
back. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. All right. And also, too, if you're not, if you change
Were
your
you the one
address-
who wouldn't identify himself that night?
If you didn't change your address on your bail form, you need to change that if you're not staying here.
Oh, I'm staying here, yeah.
Staying here.
You
Yeah.
are staying here?
Just
Yeah.
make sure you call them and say you're in apartment 1. They don't have any apartment.
They don't have an
number for
apartment
you.
on there.
Oh, okay.
And it says 38 East
Oh,
Main
okay.
Street, not 28 East Main Street. So you probably
Oh,
want to get
okay.
that fixed.
Okay.
So
Technically, by the letter of the law, you're in violation.
Was that you who wouldn't identify himself
Pardon
that
me?
night? Was that you?
This is Officer Wiswell.
yes, so did I.
Okay.
Yep. All, my name was all over the tickets that you threw away.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. And you guys have all the video from that night too? Because someone deleted them off my phone
You'll have to get it through discovery through the court.
through Discovery, so it won't be off the system between now and then, right?
We never delete anything.
Okay.
2 minutes and 23 footage. Now in here, what is missing is the part where Officer Wiswell says that I fell face first onto the ground. The reason this footage is missing is because they actually threw me into the ground and proceeded to beat the out of me. They deleted the footage off of my cell phone, destroyed the camera rig that was on it. You might even actually be able to pick up the audio on there where I confront them about this being an illegal arrest. And you should be able to hear Officer Wiswell say that the judge will believe whatever he tells him happened, which is probably another reason that footage is missing. But you can see we're almost a minute into the missing footage, which means that we have almost another minute and a half to go of missing footage. Now, we had all of that build-up footage in the dispatch area, me communicating with the officers, asking about the hose, why it was hooked up in the middle of the winter in January, a lot of things that have nothing to do with the charge of simple assault. And then when we get to the actual footage where one of the charges being resisting arrest, and all of a sudden that there's 2 minutes and 23 seconds of footage missing. And for the DA's office to be able to pursue charges based on this is just kind of scary. I mean, I'd like to know what happened to that 2 minutes and 23 seconds. I'd like to know what happened to the body cam footage.
Thanks for watching. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also, please visit Brandon's channel via the link in the description. There is more on this story on his channel, so head over and check it out. If anyone can help Brandon retrieve the deleted footage from his phone, please get in touch with him. Thanks again, guys.